Why too much sugar is bad for you. Now, from certain sources to peanut butter, added sugar can be found in even the most unexpected products. Yes, hence, need to read the label to understand the ingredients before you consume any products. Many of us rely on quick processed foods for meals and snacks, breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper. Now, since these products often contain added sugar, it makes a large proportion of our daily calorie intake without us knowing or being aware. Generally, added sugars account for about 17% of the total calorie intake of adults and up to about 14% for children. It may be more or less depending on the dietary habits, whether food eaten is generally on the sweet side or you may have a sweet tooth. Now, dietary guidelines suggest limiting calories from added sugar to less than 10% per day. Experts believe that sugar consumption is a major cause of obesity and many chronic diseases, such as type 2 diabetes, which is becoming more and more prevalent in the world that we live in because we all have sweet tooth and love sugar. Now, here are the reasons why eating too much sugar is bad for your health. Firstly, and most importantly, I think everybody knows is weight gain. Now, the rates of obesity are rising worldwide, and added sugar, especially from sugar sweetened beverages, unlovely to consume, is thought to be one of the main culprits. But they're so lovely and so enjoyable, you say. Now, sugar sweetened drinks like soda, juices, and sweet teas are loaded with fructose, a type of simple sugar, and bubble tea, which is delicious due to the sweetness and the trend for everybody to be having a cup of bubble tea. Consuming fructose increases your hunger and desire for food more than glucose, the main type of sugar found in starchy foods. Additionally, excessive fructose consumption may cause resistance to leptin. Now, you might wonder what the world is leptin? Now, leptin is an important hormone that regulates hunger and tells your body to stop eating, which means you end up eating more and more and more without realizing that you are already full. That is what you call overeating. Sometimes you may wonder why some people can eat and don't feel hungry. Well, this is one of the reasons that is causing this. In other words, sugary beverages don't curb your hunger, making it easier to quickly consume a high number of liquid calories. This can lead to weight gain, which is not what we are trying to achieve. Also, drinking a lot of sugar sweetened beverages is linked to an increased amount of visceral fat, the kind of deep belly fat that you always see around the tummy, associated with conditions like diabetes and heart disease. Again, something we do not want. In fact, it is believed that one of the causes of diabetes is the deep belly fat that you have around the tummy when you start putting on weight, and that is the dangerous type of fat on the belly. Now, in summary, consuming too much added sugar, especially from sugary beverages, increases your risk of weight gain and can lead to visceral fat accumulation. Now, what is the other one that is very close to the heart of young people? Acne. Now, a diet high in refined carbs, including sugary foods and drinks, has been associated with a higher risk of developing acne. So please take note. Foods with a high glycemic index, such as processed sweets, raise your blood sugar more rapidly than foods with a lower glycemic index. Now, sugary foods quickly spike the blood sugar and the insulin levels, causing increased androgen secretion, oil production, and inflammation, all of which play a role in acne development. Now, studies have shown that low glycemic index diets are associated with reduced acne risk, while high glycemic diets are linked to a greater risk. Many studies have shown that rural communities that consume The traditional non-processed food, not like the bread that you always buy from the supermarkets, have almost non-existent rates of acne compared to more urban, high-income areas. Now you know the reason why. These findings coincide with the theory that diets processed high in processed food, sugar-laden food contribute to the development of acne. So, high sugar diets can increase androgen secretion, oil production, and inflammation, all of which can raise your risk of developing acne. So, what's next, you may wonder? It may increase your heart disease rates or your risk of heart disease. Now, high sugar diets have been associated with an increased risk of many diseases, including heart disease, the number one cause of death worldwide. It is not a direct impact, but rather an indirect one. Evidence suggests that high sugar diets can lead to obesity, inflammation, and high triglyceride, blood sugar and blood sugar levels, blood pressure, all risk factors for heart disease. Consuming too much sugar, especially from sugar-sweetened drinks, has been linked to a disease characterized by fatty artery clogging deposits. So do remember this. Just a 1 ounce, pair of 16 ounce of a can of soda contains 52 grams of sugar, which equates to more than 10% of your daily calorie consumption, basing on a rough estimate of a 2000 calorie diet. This means that one sugary drink a day can already put you over the recommended daily limit for added sugar. So, consuming too much added sugar increases your heart disease risk factors such as obesity, high blood pressure, and inflammation. Now, high sugar diets have been linked to an increased risk of dying from heart disease. Now, you also understand the risk of high risk to type 2 diabetes. The worldwide prevalence of diabetes has come to more than double over the past 30 years. Though these are many reasons for this, there is a clear link between excessive sugar consumption and diabetes risk. Obesity, which is often caused by consuming too much sugar, is considered the strongest risk factor for diabetes. What's more, prolonged high sugar consumption drives resistance to insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas that regulates blood sugar levels. Insulin resistance causes blood sugar levels to rise and increases your risk of diabetes. Now, studies have shown that people who drink sugar-sweetened beverages, including fruit juice, are more likely to develop diabetes. So, in summary, a high sugar diet may lead to obesity and insulin resistance, both of which are risk factors for type 2 diabetes. Risk of cancer. Eating excessive amounts of sugar may increase your risk of developing certain cancers. First, a diet rich in sugary foods and beverage can lead to obesity, which we mentioned before, which significantly raises your risk of cancer. Furthermore, diets high in sugar increase inflammation in your body and may cause insulin resistance, both of which increase cancer risk. A study found that added sugar consumption was positively associated with an increased risk of esophageal cancer, pleural cancer, and cancer of the small intestines. So please do keep away from high sugar consumption. Another study showed that women who consume sweet buns and cookies more than 3 times per week were 1.42 times more likely to develop endometrial cancer than women who consume these foods less than half a time per week. Research on the link between added sugar intake and cancer is ongoing, and more studies are needed to fully understand this complex relationship. In summary, too much sugar can lead to obesity, insulin resistance, and inflammation, all of which are risk factors for cancer. Now let's come to the next one, which is the risk of depression. While a healthy diet can help you improve your mood, a diet high in added sugar and processed foods can increase your chances of developing depression. Now, consuming a lot of processed foods, including high sugar products such as cakes and sugary drinks have been associated with higher risk of depression. Researchers believe that blood sugar swings, neurotransmitter dysregulation, and inflammation may all be the reasons for sugar's detrimental impact on mental health. So basically, a diet rich in added sugar and processed foods may increase depression risk in both men and women. So please do take notes whenever you have go out for your drink.